Hello everybody, welcome back to Beware the Terrible. Today we have a new deck for you called the Shard of Monolith, featuring our Malphite from Targon. So Malphite has the tough keyword, and not only that, the main strong point of this card is that you get to create an unstoppable force in hand when you level up this card, and when you have the attack token, you get to do it every round start once it levels up. And if you have the attack token. So this Unstoppable Force is a very strong card. You get to stun all enemies with this slow spell. Obviously it's a slow spell. That means you actually have to pass the turn after using this spell. That means your opponent actually gets to summon an extra enemy, extra blocker. But that's okay because it's only that one extra blocker. So all of their other units is going to be stunned. That means we have a clear hit to their nexus. We only need to worry about one blocker. So obviously they are going to block our highest power card. But that's fine because we can attack with all other units. And we have our Scout cards as well in this deck. So Scout allows us to attack twice. That means if we have a lot of Scout units, we actually get to deal even more damage to their Nexus. So clear hit to their Nexus. That is what we want to do with this card, Unstoppable Force. Every round start, if you have the attack token, you get to create that card in your hand with your Malphite level 2. So to allow ourselves to be able to create that Unstoppable Force card every round, we have our Garen. Garen allows you to rally every round start if you leveled it up. That means you have the attack token every round. So having this card in pair with Malphite is key to be able to stop all of our enemies from attacking, from blocking our units when we attack every round. That is crazy. So Garen, if you have it survive every round, you get to attack. Not only do you get to attack every round, you get to stun all of your enemies every round with your Unstoppable Force. Obviously, this is a 7-cost mana card. That means we actually don't get to summon this card until our 7th round or even later if we don't have it in hand. We also need to worry about the level up condition for this card. You need to have summoned 10 plus mana of landmarks. How do we do that? We have our Eye of the Rahorak. This card allows you to summon an exact copy of the same landmark with countdown 2 if you activate the Daybreak effect. That means if you play this card as your first card in your hand, you get to summon a copy of me with countdown 2, essentially satisfying Malphite's level up condition. Because summoning this card allows you to summon another Eye of the Rahorak, essentially adding up to 10 mana of landmarks. So all you need to do is play one Eye of the Rahorak from your hand, and then later on, when you play your Malphite from your hand, it's gonna level up automatically. You know, it's gonna level up, and then you're gonna have your Unstoppable Force every round that you have the attack token. If you have your Garen leveled up already before you summon your Eye of Rahorak, before you summon your Malphite, then you actually get to create that Unstoppable Force every round. So that is how strong this deck is. All we need to do is level up Garen first, and then play our Eye of the Rahorak, and then play our Malphite. But obviously, we need to think about our other units as well. How do we accumulate as many units as possible so that we get to strike their nexus as many times as possible? We have our Scouters. As I said, Scout allows you to strike twice every round. You not only get to attack, you get to scout as well. So if we bring out our Scouter early on in the game, before we summon our Garen, our Malphite, our Eye of the Rahorak, before we do all of those setup, if we already if we already accumulated enough of those low-cost mana units in our battlefield, then that actually adds to our strategy. It actually helps a lot later on. It helps our game a lot. If we help our units stay alive, if we have a lot of our units in the battlefield to attack the enemy nexus with. So that's the main strategy for our deck. We are playing a very mid-range deck, a very slow deck here, because we are playing a 7-cost mana champion, 5-cost mana champion, 5-cost mana key cards that we need to be able to set up our champion, to be able to level them up fast. So this is a very, very slow deck. So we don't have cards to add our mana gems as well. We are not playing Flareon. We are not playing Blue Sentinel in this deck. So how do we stall long enough before we bring out our key cards to set up our first line of strategy? We have our second line of strategy to be able to stall, or to be able to do a lot to our opponent, to be able to kill their units fast, to be able to stun them over and over and over again so that they can't attack and can't do anything. So Leona allows you to stun the strongest enemy as the Daybreak effect, and once you've activated Daybreak 4+ times in a game, you get to level up this card, and after that you get to stun the strongest enemy each time you activate an ally's Daybreak effect. We are playing a lot of Daybreak cards in this deck. We have our Solari Soldier, we have our Solari Sunhawk to stun the strongest enemy, Daybreak effect as well. We have our Eye of the Rahorak, Obviously, Daybreak card. We also have 1 copy of Morning Light to give all allies +2/+2 this round. And if you play it as your Daybreak card, you get to activate all allies' Daybreak effects at once. So this is a very strong card. We only have 1 copy of it though. We don't actually have that many Daybreak cards in this deck just because we want to be focusing more on our main strategy, which is Garen and Malphite. So how do we level up Garen as fast as possible so that we get to rally every round? We have our Repost. We also have our Prismatic Barrier to allow our Garen to last a bit longer, to be able to strike twice. All we need is 2 strikes to be able to level it up. So Prismatic Barrier Repost allows us to protect our Garen from extra damage from fast spells or even from enemy blockers that are too strong, and we get to, you know, strike twice. And we also have our single combat to be able to target a weak enemy, to be able to allow Garen to strike more than once. And we also have our Grand Plaza. Grand Plaza gives an ally challenger if it's summoned this round. If you have summoned your Grand Plaza first before you summon your Garen, that means you get to add +1 power and the challenger keyword to your Garen. So that's very strong because challenger allows you to select which enemy you want to target as your blocker, and that essentially allows your Garen to strike more than once, surviving more than 2 hits. All you need to do is survive 2 hits to be able to level it up and then rally every round. It also has regeneration. That means all we need to worry about is to keep it alive in a single round. If it survives 1 round, the next round is going to heal back to full health, and then we get to survive even longer. So how do we add the health of our Garen? We have our Tiari the Traveler to grant my supported ally +2 health. We also have our Sunblessed Vigor, a permanent burst spell to add +2 health to our Garen. So these allows us to add the Garen's health to be able to keep it alive for a single round, and then the next round is going to regenerate. So regenerating helps a lot to level it up. And we even have our Redoubled Valor to be able to fully heal an ally and then double its power and health. So this is going to do a lot for our Garen if it shows up at the right time. Obviously, it's a 6-cost mana card, and your opponent can actually negate its effect with fast spells of their own from Ionia or even Shurima. So those cards is going to actually stall you. It's going to actually cut this spell, and you can't actually do much with this spell. But if they don't cut the effect, you can actually do a lot with this card. You can double your health and power, allowing your Garen to level up very, very easily. So Redoubled Valor and Garen is actually a very, very good pair. So Redoubled Valor obviously is a slow spell. You actually have to pass the turn after using this spell, but it's well worth that. It's even well worth the 6-cost mana because you're doubling the power and health. That is insane. You're going to make your Garen so strong that it's going to survive 2 hits and it's going to level up very, very quickly. Obviously, you can't actually survive a Vengeance or any fast spells that kill your unit or kill all units. You can't actually survive that with your Garen and your Redoubled Valor. But we have our Bastion. You know, our Bastion actually gives an ally +1/+1 and Spell Shield. So Bastion is a Targon card. That is why Targon is so strong. We have our Spell Shield with Targon. We only have 1 copy of it though. We have 2 copies of our Barrier spells. We have 2 copies of Single Combat. We have 2 copies of Grand Plaza and 2 copies of Redoubled Valor to help Garen level up as fast as possible so that we get to rally and use Unstoppable Force every round with our Malphite. And as I said, Malphite levels up very easily with our Eye of the Rahorak. All we need to do is summon this 1 card as our first card from hand in a round, and then summon our Malphite later on to level it up and create a Unstoppable Force in hand every round. That is how powerful this deck is. I love this combo, Garen, Malphite, and our Eye of the Rahorak. So before we go on, I want to talk about that 1 copy of Solari Sunforger that we have as our extra Daybreak card. I forgot to mention this card as our Daybreak card. Give me Lifesteal this round if you play this card from your hand as your first card in a round. You get to activate Leona's level up condition with your Solari Sunforger as well. Very strong card, Lifesteal as well, so it's very, very powerful. 4-cost mana for 5 power. So now let's go on to our scout units, our Grizzled Ranger, our Great Horn Companion, and also our Genevieve Elmheart. These are our scouters for this deck. Scout allows us to hit the Nexus twice in a single round with our Unstoppable Force Malphite combo. So that's how strong this deck is. We have our Scout, Unstoppable Force, and Garen to do a lot. And we also have our Tiana Crown Guard to rally when it's summoned as well. 8-cost mana card is a late stage game, a late stage card. We also have our late stage card, Infinite Mind Splitter, to pick 2 enemies and stun them every round start. Obviously, you don't get to actually stun them when you play this card. You only get to stun them on the next round and then every round start from then on. So Mind Splitter does a lot, but it has its limits. Obviously, it's also an 8 cost mana card, so it's quite heavy as well. We also have 1 copy of the Cloven Way, Overwhelm, and 5 power. It also has the Nightfall effect that allows you to stun an enemy, and if it's a follower, stun it again at the next round start. So Nightfall is the opposite as Daybreak. That means you have to make sure not to play this card as your first card from hand in a round to be able to activate this ability. So Cloven Way, a very powerful Targon card. We also have 1 copy of Ground Slam to stun an enemy and deal 3 to it if you have summoned a landmark this game. A fast spell, only 4 cost mana, very strong. Important to note that this card is actually a Malphite transformed card. That means if you have a Malphite in play and if you have another copy at hand, that copy is going to transform into Malphite's Ground Slam, a fast spell that allows you to create a Malphite in your deck so that later on if it gets killed, you get to summon your champion once more. So obviously, you don't get to have more than one of the same champion in your battlefield within a same game. You can't have the same champion summoned twice unless it gets killed. So that's how it works. The next champion you have in your hand is going to transform into a fast spell. For example, Garen, if you have summoned your Garen and you have another copy of it in your hand, that copy is going to transform into Garen's Judgment. You get to use it for its fast spell effect, and you also get to create another Garen in your deck. So that's how champions work. We also have 1 copy of our chip to grant it +2/+2 once you have summoned a landmark this game. So we obviously have our Grand Plaza and Eye of the Rahorak as landmarks, but we only have a total of 5 copies of those cards. We do have to summon them fast enough though in order to level up our Malphite quickly so that we get out our Unstoppable Force, because that is our winning factor. So this actually fits really well with our, strategy, our landmark strategy. Malphite requires landmarks. That is why we have our chip. So this effect is actually permanent as opposed to our Solari Soldier, which is a Daybreak effect, giving +1/+1 up to 3/3, a 1 cost mana card, very powerful, also up to 3/3 for your chip, but this is a permanent effect as I said, as opposed to your Solari Soldier. So those are our 1 cost mana cards. Obviously Solari Soldier is much easier to activate its effect because it's Daybreak. You don't need to wait for your landmark, and we actually can't summon our landmark until round 3 just because our lowest cost mana landmark is a Grand Plaza 3 cost mana. So it's actually quite difficult to grant your chip +2/+2 just because, we have our high cost mana landmarks. But it is permanent, and if it shows up later on in the game, you can actually do much more with your chip because 3/3 is not bad for a 1 cost mana card. If you have a lot of mana to spend later on in the game and if your chip shows up then you can use it for your Unstoppable Force to do extra damage to your enemy nexus. That's how powerful your chip is later on in the game. If it shows up early on, you can't actually do anything because Solari Soldier is much stronger early on in the game because you can actually strike extra damage to the nexus with your Daybreak effect if it shows up as your first card in your first round. So that's all for the deck review. Let's go ahead for gameplay. Gameplay will be silent so that everybody gets to focus. Hope you guys enjoy the game. Have fun. We'll see you in the next video and have a nice day. Bye guys!
Some folks up.
You could say I got a light switch.
We fight for those who cannot.
Ready to fire!
because I am a mountain.
Gotta find more stuff. Let me introduce you to science.
This is my mountain.
Meow to you. Did someone get lost in the time streams?
There's a scent in the air. Can't afford to miss.
Oh no!
Forever watchful. Tomorrow we rise anew.
There is Malphite. I am Malphite.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
always wins. Is it the boosters? Who knows? Stop running!
Mighty hungry today.
I trust their diet excludes yodels? Alright, let's mess some folks up.
Hey there, chum. Make your papa proud, Tom.
Here comes the boulder. Hello, little thing.
Quit your yapping. How you doing?
Echo, echo, echo.
Quit your yapping.
Try and...
Let's take a peek at life beneath the waves. Easy does it. I reserve!
It is a good day to be Malphite.
The chains, they never stop!
Ours is the one true light. Punish transgressions. The guilty were banned.
You weren't expecting flowers!
Follow the horizon. Death begins your forever I do this for her, for us. I will find her. Oppose me and die. No mercy for heretics. Glorious end. Dissolve.
The world in a grain of sand.
Rock solid.
journey begins here and ends at the top.
Stay still.
Time to get rowdy.
Rock wins. Rock always wins.
Today, base camp. Tomorrow, the summit.
Oh, hello there. All right, let's mess some folks up. Go down, Leah.
ready to take the first step.
Yeah, I'm up. Time to get rowdy.
The power of the immortal sun. Bask in the light's radiance.
I won't stop now.
We rise! I am the bulwark against darkness!
No giving up. I will reach the peak.
Ours is the one true light.
Sunlight blinds.
for those who cannot. I stand ready.
Try to leave a dent.
Justice waits for no one.
No mercy for heretics.
Stay resolute.
Only place to go is down. Here I am. There I am.
I will light beyond.
Stop running.
We weren't expecting
We must not relent.
It is a good day to be Malphite.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics. Devotion to battle. Stay safe. I'll take it from here. Discipline and conviction.
Yeah, I'm up.
Punish transgressions.
For justice, for Demacia.
Is a leaf's only purpose to fall?
My heart and sword for Demacia.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics. Punish transgressions.
Pride filled us forever.
Go get the shiny Malphite. Steady now.
The guilty will burn.
It's a trap!
Our city shines once more.
What is darkness to the unseen?
The dawn has arrived. Sunlight blinds.
Place for men.
I am the bulwark against darkness!
Your help brought us here today.
Here I am, there I am.
Calamanda.
I'm Chip.
I will protect you.
Up
journey brings, I welcome it.
See what we see, soldier.
Sunlight blinds. Strike while the planets align.